Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are dyeing bundles in lace frontals, okay? So usually virgin hair extensions tend to come in the standard 1B or natural color of the donor's hair, which is usually dark brown. I prefer jet black because I love how sexy and sleek it looks. Now, dyeing your bundles is pretty much as easy as dyeing your own hair, but frontals are a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to show you the easiest, most foolproof way to dye both your bundles as well as your frontal without damaging your lace. So of course you're going to need bundles, and I have 4 bundles of Chloe Wave from neoraehair.com. The link is down in the description box below, and I do have a coupon code for you guys as well. As far as color for today, we're using 2 to 3 boxes of a hair dye of your choice. I just chose to use a Revlon Color Silk. Beautiful color in the darkest color that they have, which I believe is jet black. And honestly, this dye was just on sale. There was no particular reason why I picked this brand, so you can use any brand you want. Next, you're going to need a wide tooth comb and a wig brush, as well as some rubber gloves to keep the dye from staining your hands. An applicator brush is really useful to have as well to go ahead and really get in there and apply that color. You also want to make sure that you have some shampoo and conditioner on hand. These are just samples. And for a little bit later, we will need some Vaseline as well as a clean mascara wand applicator thingy. So start off by covering your workspace and putting on your gloves because the dye is the devil and it will stain everything. Trust me. So working with the bundles first, we just want to make sure that everything is spread out evenly, nice and flat, and then go ahead and mix the dye according to the instructions on the box. So you want to start applying the dye one bundle at a time, starting from the bottom up. And really take your time with this part and really seriously pay attention to detail, because since the bundle is rolled up really tight, it is really important that you make sure to evenly distribute the dye through the entire bundle. That means flipping it over, getting into both sides. You'll see, opening it up and kind of getting in between the bundle and all of the hair, because you want to make sure that the entire bundle is going to be evenly dyed. I wouldn't worry so much about like where the weft is, because that's not really going to show unless you're doing like a lighter color. But definitely want to make sure that the length of the hair is saturated and everything's going to be the same color. So I'm just going to do the same exact thing to all the bundles. Make sure that I evenly apply a generous amount of dye on both sides of the bundle. And then take this applicator brush and open the bundle up and go in between. And then in a couple minutes, you'll see me go back through with my hands and just kind of comb through the bundle, just again to make sure that I'm evenly distributing that color. Mush it and squish it all together. Just really get in there and make sure that every strand is coated with dye. So do that to every single last one of your bundles. And then we're going to be moving on to the frontal. So of course, starting with the frontal laying nice and flat, I'm going to flip it over so that way the lace side is up. And now I'm going to actually take a spatula and some Vaseline. So you know how when you're dyeing your real hair, or you're like getting a perm back in the day, you use the Vaseline as sort of a base to protect the dye from bleeding onto your skin and staining it. Well, this is the same thing that we're doing here, just applying a nice thick layer to fill in all the holes of the lace. And then I just secured the lace down with a couple of cans, and again I'm applying the dye the same exact way. Working in smaller sections really does help, and when you work your way up to the top, you want to be really careful and gentle around the lace, because if you do get dye on the lace, it will stain the lace. And if you guys have seen the previous video on this hair, I did go ahead and bleach and customize my closure or my frontal already. So I definitely want to make sure that I don't get any of that dye on the lace. So here's a little close-up version so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm just putting the dye on the length of the hair first, and then once I get closer to the root, I'm taking that like mascara wand applicator, and I'm just going ahead and combing really lightly throughout the hair to distribute the dye. this is also a great way to fix over bleached knots if you have that issue. And just make sure you do the whole frontal. So once that's done, that's what it should look like, and the bundles look like that. We're gonna let this process for 25 minutes. That's what it says on my box. So after the 25 minutes is up, you want to go ahead and make sure that you rinse out each and every piece of hair really good. Like, you want the water to run nice and clear. The box actually had this color safe conditioner that they included, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to the hair and just let it sit for a little bit. Now I'm working on the closure. Since we had all of that Vaseline in there, you want to make sure that you rinse everything, the dye as well as the lace, really good. And then I'm going to follow up with that neutralizing and clarifying shampoo just to get all the remaining Vaseline residue out of that closure, so that way, I keep saying closure, it's a frontal, so that way we won't have any problems later on when we're sticking it down. So this is what the frontal looks like. As you can see straight through it. Again, the knots are bleached. I will have a link to that video as well. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. There's absolutely no dye on the lace, and this was like the easiest way that I found to get this done. And this is what the bundles look like. Here's the closure again, a little bit closer up. You guys can see how well the parting looks and that everything is black. How sexy is that? Yes, honey. So yeah, so now all my hair is washed, deep conditioned, detangled. I am going to make my wig. So make sure that you guys are subscribed to the channel so that way you don't miss that upload, because it is coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until my next video. Bye.